So guys, first of all, I'm going to ask a few questions. So, you sir, why do we have a procedure for the chemical spill kit? What's the number one reason why we have a procedure? You can guess. Safety, exactly. So someone that hasn't used the spill kit before, to chuck the PPE on, okay? So who hasn't used it before and wants to be a lead actor? So we have pH neutral chemicals that classed as non-hazardous, and then we have our hazardous chemicals, so like periacetic acid, hydrogen peroxide. So the procedure says large spill, we don't try and clean it up. We hit a manual call point, and that calls the fire brigade, and they deal with it. So if it's a large spill, anything over 250 mils of the nasty chemicals, okay? So, stand back. Alright, what's our first step? So this is so we've got Powerzyme, 250 mils on the floor. What's the first step in the process?
Yeah, they put their caution wet
As it signed.
So is this something where you work as a team?
Yeah.
So someone would put the buffer around it. Use both if you want, and then someone puts the wet floor sign out. And the other thing really important is you alert your teammates. You tell everyone. So you've told everyone. Have we stopped the spill source? Is there any more going to be coming out? No, the cup's empty. You're not going to spill anymore. Have we got the safety data sheet so we know what we're dealing with? Are they handy? So you know what you're dealing with. We've got plenty of ventilation. Really important that we've got plenty of ventilation. If we have the same scenario but in a small room, it may be different. Even though you've only got a small amount, if that happened in a much smaller room, you might decide, hey, this is too dangerous. I'm going to step back and let the fire brigade deal with it because they've got breathing apparatus. Does that make sense? So PPE, these are model. Yes. So next step is the chemical binder. So if we, we put that on the spill. This is basically like kitty litter. Who's got a cat at home? Soak up the spill. Okay. So once it's fully absorbed, what do we do then? So it's simply, and in this case, a bit of teamwork. You might have someone else put PPE on. One holds the bag, one does the dust and scoops it up into the bin. Does that all make sense? Yeah. Okay. So after you do this, you've cleaned everything up, disposing of this. Does everyone know how you dispose of the chemical? Yeah. So in this scenario, we've only got a little spill, so it's not so bad. If we have a major spill, and so there's 20 litres of liquid on the ground, and you may have had some spills on you. Does everyone know about the showering process? Okay. So does everyone know where your showers are?
What should happen, say for example, you have to touch the larger spills. You then go and have a shower in that clothing, and then once then have a shower in that clothing, you wipe off the excess chemicals from the body. Then take your clothes off, have a proper shower, and then back in the drugs. The reason is that there was an incident at another hospital last year where someone did something totally different. They went in, they took their clothes off, they then got spill on their face, so they just took their clothes like this, and voila. So that's the reason why you do it that way, around the face.
Okay. Right. So any questions about anything?
So the PPE that you use will go in the same bag that to dispose of all that?
Yes.
Yeah, it may be, it doesn't matter if it's another bag or a same bag, doesn't matter. Yeah. The other thing, if you have any large spills, so you have a shower, you've got to call Enviro Services so they can do a terminal clean of the shower,
Right.
just to make sure there's no other chemical lying around after you've had your shower. Okay?
I have a good question.
If you ever use the spill kit, you've got to tell your team leader straight away
okay.
so they can arrange another kit for you.
Okay.
So we have other kits in the hospital, okay?
So just so you know, there also is another one of these kits in the chemical spill room. So say for example you had a spill now, and 2 hours later you had another one.
Yeah.
You could go in the way out of the chemical spill room and let
Yeah.
it out into here.
Yeah.
That's the size, so it's 80 mils. So that's the size of the chemical that goes into the trophon. So the only time that you would get in contact with this is if you are opening this up and loading it into the trophon machine and it's spilled. Because once it goes into the trophon machine, so many mils are used every cycle, and when it's finished, it's empty. How empty is it when it's finished? Colin? How empty is this when it's finished? It's empty. It's empty. Okay. So you just need to be careful when you're loading up the trophon with the chemical if it's empty. You should be very careful with this.
One of the most important things, as I mentioned before, if you do have the spill, is that communication. Tell your teammates so they are all aware. Start the process if it's a large spill of the dangerous chemical. Make sure you hit that manual 4-point and communication so the team leader knows they're part of the process. Because if you hit a manual 4-point, alarms start, so we have to make sure we know what we're doing there. Okay. Really important things to consider is that if anyone's affected by any chemicals, about what do you do? So does everyone know your code blue procedures if someone is affected by chemicals?
You would
Yeah,
have to call
222, 100%. Yeah, call 222.
222, yeah.
If they're lying on the floor next to the chemical, I'd probably drag them away from the chemical,
Inhale
give them
some.
some relief. But yeah,